Hello, namaste. Welcome to our bus. Super exciting. Today I have a yoga sequence that is meant for yoga in cramped spaces or yoga that you can just do in bed. So it's good if you are a truck driver or maybe in a camper or living in a bus, or you just want to relax in bed and not really get up. That's perfect. It was a special request video, so thank you so much for requesting this video. If anybody else has any future requests, just go ahead and comment below on any of my videos, and I would love to make a video specially designed for your specific needs. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. The only thing that you need today is yourself, maybe a mat if you want. If not, it's alright. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna start in a very nice seated position, very comfortably, bringing the shoulders away from the ears. Go ahead and bring your awareness internally and begin to notice your breath. Go ahead and do a full body scan, starting at the crown of your head and ending at your big toes. Just noticing where you might be holding and try to release it. We're going to go ahead and take a deep inhale, reaching our arms up overhead, palms together, and exhale, hands down to heart center. Go ahead and gently bat your eyelids open. We're going to jump right in. So we're going to start with some nice side stretches. So we're going to go ahead and inhale, reach our arms up. We're going to go ahead, make sure you're mirroring me. So you're going to grab your right wrist with your left hand. You're going to inhale, reach up, and then exhale, pull your right arm over towards the left side. So you're pulling that right arm with the left hand. Be mindful of the wrist joint here. If that doesn't feel good, go ahead and come up onto the forearm. And you are physically pulling over your body so that it's stretching out on the right side. Make sure you take deep breaths to help expand the lungs, and that will increase the stretch with every inhale. Great. On your next inhale, go ahead and reach tall up to center, stretch, 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 and switch. So now grabbing the left wrist with the right hand, inhaling, reaching up towards the sky, and exhaling, pulling your body over to that right side, stretching out the left side body. Making sure both sit bones are grounded, and that left hip is not hiking up off of your surface that you're on. Make sure they're both equal. Good. On your next inhale, reach up, 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 tall, and exhale. Go into cactus arms. So bending the arms here, the elbows, squeezing your shoulder blades together, opening through the chest and the front of those shoulders. And take a deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead and gently set the arms down. Do a couple shoulder rolls towards the back and switch to the front. we're going to go ahead and interlace our fingers. We're going to go ahead and turn them outward so they are away from you and the back of your palms are facing towards you. And we're going to go ahead and round through the upper back, pulling the shoulder blades apart, sinking in through the chest. Big upper back stretch here. Good. On your next inhale, come to neutral. And we're going to counter stretch that. So now we're just going to go ahead and look up with our neck, stretching out the front of our neck, leaning forward ever so slightly, squeezing our shoulders together towards the back, our shoulder blades together, opening through the chest, rounding forward with our spine, breathing deep. Good. On your next inhale, just come back to a neutral spine. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead and stretch out the front of the neck here. So we have our big platysmal muscle, which is just a big sheath of muscle that comes from our jaw all the way down to our collarbones. And it's super tight on a lot of people, and it ends up causing a lot of restrictions, like if you ever feel like you're clearing your throat a lot or it's kind of hard to swallow, it could just possibly be that this muscle is super tight and constricting the natural movement of your throat. So we're going to go ahead and, using our left hand, go ahead and set it gently on the right collarbone. Pull down, creating a slight bit of traction. And then we're going to go ahead and inhale, lengthen up through the spine and neck. And exhale. Go ahead and drop your head down towards the left back side, sort of towards an angle, but definitely play around here. Everybody's body is different, so you may feel this stretch in a different area. So maybe roll your head more towards the back or more towards the side, and just go where you feel the most stretch in the right side and front of that neck. Closing the jaw will increase the stretch, and just make sure you're being mindful of the spine, that you're not just crunching through the back of the neck. You're staying long and just tipping back. Okay, on your next inhale, go ahead and gently bring your head back up to neutral. And we're going to switch sides. So right hand onto the left collarbone. Slight traction. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, drop the neck towards that right side and back a little bit. Play around. Find where you feel the stretch that feels best for you. And then find stillness. Next inhale, bring your head up to neutral. Wonderful. Do a couple neck rolls in one direction, moving very slowly and mindfully of the back of the neck. And then switch directions. Inhale as you come up, exhale as you go down. Okay, great. We're going to go ahead and come into our cobbler's position. So we're going to go ahead and sit up tall and bring the insides of our feet together. Knees out wide. Doesn't matter how wide, just as long as you feel a good inner thigh stretch. It might help, this helps me to actively pull your chest forward with your hands grabbing your feet. That kind of helps tilt the pelvis so that this can be more of a comfortable seat. If you have a pillow that you would maybe like to sit up on, that can also help tilt the hips, making this a bit more comfortable and not like you feel like you're bending through your spine, because we want to try to stay long here. Now if you have a bit more stretch here, you can go ahead and grab those hands around those toes and pull your torso forward. Just tipping from the hips, not bending through the spine. And then if you have even more stretch, you can bring your elbows to the inside of your knees and actively push them down towards the ground, feeling a deep stretch all throughout the inner thigh muscles here. Every inhale, try to lengthen, and every exhale, try to go a little bit deeper into this posture, but only go to where it feels good for you, never to the point of pain. Try to stay long through the neck here. Think of it just as an extension of your spine, because it is, so keep it neutral with your spine. Breathing deep, deep into those hips. Good. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring your torso up if it's not already, and then bring your knees very gently together. And just drop both of them to one side and then to the other. And then one more time to the other side. And to the other side once more. Great. Okay, go ahead and extend your legs out now so they're straight out in front of you. Slight bend in the knees. If you still want to stay seated on a pillow, this might as well make this a little bit more comfortable. Otherwise, try to really imagine like you are tipping from the hips. So you're kind of pushing the tailbone out. You're not like tucking it under. You're being long through it and pushing it out towards the back. Now to increase the stretch all the way through the calves, you're going to go ahead and extend the feet. So you're going to have the toes up towards the sky, really stretching through those heels. And then to increase the stretch, if you're not already feeling a big one, which I am, you can gently tip forward. If you have the stretch to grab your toes, go ahead and do that. Or maybe even wrap around your feet. But do what feels good for your body today. Every day is a new day. So this day may not be as stretchy or maybe stretchier than previous days. Every inhale, lengthen. Every exhale, tip a little bit more. Staying super long through that spine. I'll show you from the side so you can just see that I'm just tipping from my hips, not bending. All right, inhale. Go ahead and bring your torso up if it's not already. And then exhale. Go ahead and bring your knees or your feet in. Go ahead and sit in a cross-legged position. We're just going to bring some movement to the spine. So coming around in one direction and then going in the opposite direction. Okay, go ahead and gently roll over those knees, being very mindful, moving very cautiously of your joints, and come to a tabletop position. So hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, slight bend in those elbows. We're going to cat-cow here. So go ahead and drop your belly, push up through the tailbone, bring the chest forward, and the chin up with an inhale. Exhale into a cat, so push up through your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, push up high, and inhale. Drop the belly, bring the chin forward and up, and exhale. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, up through the spine, and inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, come to a neutral spine. Now we're going to stretch out the side bodies. So take a deep inhale and exhale. Gaze towards that left glute, the left hip, stretching through the right side body. Inhale to center. Exhale, switch to look at that right hip, stretching through the left side. Inhale to center. Exhale, switch to the opposite side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to center once more. Gaze towards that left hip. Inhale to center. And exhale, gaze towards that right hip. Good. Inhale to center. Wonderful. We're going to go into a puppy posture now. So you're going to keep your hips directly over your knees. You're going to walk the hands forward and then bringing your chest towards the mat. Now you don't have to come down all the way, but if you do have the stretch, bring your chest down and set your chin on the mat. If you can't come down all the way, just come down to where it feels comfortable and you feel a good stretch through the chest and the shoulders, possibly even the upper back. Wherever you're at, take deep belly breaths. On your next inhale, go ahead and very gently bring yourself out of this position back to a tabletop position. We're going to go ahead and stretch out the wrists now. So go ahead and bring your bottom towards your heels. Slide your hands back towards your knees, palms directly on the surface below you, fingertips pointing away from you. Now to increase this stretch, we're going to inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Go ahead and rock onto the knees, bringing the bottom off the heels, just coming to where that stretch feels best for you in this moment. So if being more with your bottom on your heels, if that feels good for you, stay there. If you have more of a give, You can come forward, stopping when it feels good. Then go ahead and gently close your eyelids and just find stillness here. Notice your breathing. Good. Go ahead and flip the wrists now, keeping the bottom off of the heels. So coming to the back of the palms, fingertips towards you, palms facing up towards you. Now, if this is a good stretch for you, stay here. If you want more of a stretch, go ahead and bring your bottom towards your heels, keeping the back of your palms planted onto the surface below. Being mindful of how this feels on your wrist joints. Just going to wherever is best for you. Closing the eyelids once more and beginning to focus on your breath. Good. On your next inhale, bringing your bottoms off the heels, flipping back over the wrists. We're going to go ahead and tuck the toes. And if that's a good stretch for your feet, stay there. Otherwise, if you can bring your torso up, we're going to stretch out the feet here, stretching out the fascia of the feet. And while you're up here, if you are, go ahead and clasp your hands together and roll out the wrists. So rolling in sort of a figure 8 motion. And then switch. Good. Shaking them out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and come back to tabletop position. We're going to stretch out the calves. So we're going to go ahead and lengthen one foot behind you, or one leg behind you, tucking the toes underneath. I'll come to the side a little bit so you can see this. We're going to just, keeping our hips parallel and square towards the mat, we're going to just push into those hands and push into the ball of that back foot and really reach our heel down towards the ground. Now, if you're super stretchy and your heel comes all the way down, that's amazing. However, for most of us, myself included, you're just going to be reaching the heel back. And you should be getting a really good calf stretch, possibly even up into the hamstrings, the back of the thigh. If your wrists are sore and this doesn't feel good and you have space, you can just stand up and go ahead and place the ball of your foot and your toes onto a wall, and that will also be a good stretch for this. Good, now go ahead and switch. So extending the opposite leg, toes tucked onto the balls of the feet, hips square, and now push just straight back. Big calf stretch. Good. Inhale. Come back to a tabletop position. I'm going to go ahead and go into a child's position here to stretch out our lower backs. So bring the knees out wide, big toes together. Sit the bottom towards the heel. Walk the fingertips forward, pulling through your hands so that you're stretching out the back, and then set your forehead down on the mat if that feels good. Now breathe deep here, really expanding through the lungs. Okay, on your next inhale, go ahead and gently bring the bottom off of the heels, coming back up into a tabletop position. We're going to go ahead and just do a gentle twist here. So we're going to go ahead and inhale. Place our right hand onto the mat. Take another inhale and reach that left arm up towards the sky. And then exhale. Go ahead and take it through and behind that right arm, placing it on the ground below with your palm facing up. Now go ahead and set your shoulder down and actively, using traction, pull the shoulder towards the hand so you feel a big stretch throughout the rhomboids or the muscles that are in between your spine and your shoulder blade. So actively pulling. Now walking those right fingertips forward. Staying square through the hips here. And just breathe. Good, now go ahead and slide those right fingertips back. Push into the hand. So you bring your torso back up to a neutral position. And we're just going to switch sides. So weight into the left palm. Reaching up high with the right. And going through that gap behind that left arm. Setting that right shoulder onto the mat or the ground below. Actively pulling, so pulling back, pushing through that shoulder blade, pulling the shoulder forward, and then sliding out those left fingertips so you're long through that arm. And just breathe. Okay, now slide those left fingertips back, left hand back. Push into it. Tabletop position. Wonderful. Go ahead and just find some movement here, bringing some movement into the spine. Do what feels good. And now go ahead and gently cross the ankles one over the other, guiding your bottom over your ankles. So you're coming to a seated position. Go ahead and come long and gently roll one vertebrae at a time until you're lying flat on your mat, palms facing up towards the sky in Shavasana position. Now I am pregnant, so I'm not supposed to be lying flat on my back, So I'm going to roll to one side and push myself up to a seated position. But if you are in Shavasana and that's comfortable for you, please stay there. Now gently close your eyelids. Begin to notice your breath. We're going to go ahead and do a full body scan here. So noticing the top of your head or the crown of your head. Let it go. Release your forehead in between your eyebrows, your eyelids. Release your cheeks and your jaw and your lips and your teeth. Relax your tongue. Relax your throat and your neck. Relax your shoulders down. Relax one arm, relax that elbow, and the forearm, and the wrist, the hand, and the fingers. Go ahead and come over to the other arm. Relax the shoulder of that arm, the elbow, the forearm, the wrist, the hand, and the fingers. Go ahead and come into the chest. Relax your chest and your belly. Relax your back. Relax your hips. Now go into the left leg. Relax the left thigh, the left knee, the shin, the calf, the left ankle. Relax the foot and the toes. Now come over to the right leg. Relax the right thigh. Now the right knee. Go ahead and relax the right calf and the shin, the ankle, the foot, and finally relax the toes. Just let it go. Maybe do this a couple times if that really helped you and was a good visual for you. Just do it on your own. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Exhale, let it go. Now, if you would like to stay lying in Shavasana, please go ahead and end the video here. If you would like to roll over to one side and gently guide your body up to a comfortable seated position, you can meet me here. Once you're there, go ahead and take a deep breath into the belly. And exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. And now on this inhale, go ahead and reach your arms up overhead, bringing the palms together. Exhale, palms in between your eyebrows at your third eye position or your point of intuition. Tune into it. And then next exhale, palms down to heart center. Thank you all so much for doing something for yourself today, something that is beneficial and is definitely going to help with any strains or restraints that you may be feeling. You are all beautiful people, and I honor you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this yoga in cramped spaces or just yoga in bed. It's very gentle and not a lot of moving, so it's really good for the joints. And if anybody else, like I said, has any other requests, please let me know. And we're going to be doing some bus videos coming up here soon as we fix up this bus and put our own little personal touches into it. And then once we sell our house and sell all of our belongings, basically, and our second baby is here, so looking forward to next spring or next summer. We should be making some lifestyle videos and some yoga videos in some really beautiful places. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're very excited and I would love for you all to come on that journey with us. So thank you so much for watching and I hope you all have a beautiful day. Bye.